Love of the Supreme, attraction to the infinite, is natural to all living beings. The animals in the wood, the deer, the lion, all the living beings feel this. But due to lack of a self-reflective mind, they do not think about what it means. They feel, but they live in the moment of that feeling, connected to the infinite, in the present moment of existence. Human beings have more developed mental capacity than most species upon this planet. Having that more developed mental capacity, human beings tend to feel. They tend to subjectively analyze. They are not only in the moment of the experience, they possess that part of the mind which can function in that way. But they possess another capacity of mind, the capacity to wonder, to reflect, to desire to understand deeply the nature of their own experience. That capacity of mind leads to the ability to move consciousness, move awareness from the external sensory experience to the internal experience of expansion. In this way, the human mind has a developed intuitional capacity that can go beyond the sensory experience to feel the vast underlying nature of all that is, to directly commune with that cosmic existence. That communing in the most of the animal world is a part of the natural connection to nature, to life. But there is no capacity to melt into that one. Because of the further development of the physical form of a human being, there is the full system so that the mind can dissolve into the cosmic mind. Awareness, the focus of consciousness, can move from sensory experience and the body-mind experience to experience of infinite being. There can be the ability, the movement of aware consciousness from the small self to the larger self, to the universal. This is the speciality of human existence. It is not defined by form. It is defined by this capacity, this ability to move beyond the limitations of form, to touch the infinite. Without the activation of this aspect of mind, this human potential, this farther reaches of the human psyche. Many people live simply in their animal body, for this body is a physical form in the world. It wants food, clothing, shelter, survival, and procreation, just as other physical forms on this planet do. It is their real shelter in the storm. This connection comes when there is a surrender of one's rational mind, surrender of one's self-reliance, surrender of the beliefs in the mind to something which is greater, something which is sublime. Then, through this, there's a letting go of the boxes, the constructs, which limit your existence. And you find there is subtlety of being and a vast knowledge which is beyond the physical, beyond the rational. Rational mind is extremely important to debunk dogma and to develop critical thinking. But critical thinking alone will not bring people to their greatest potential, will not bring them a shelter which does not die with the body. It is through mysticism, through the connection to the infinite, that this occurs. The society today in Europe, in America, the modern society has rejected mysticism. And so not only has dogma, religious dogma, been rejected, but with it, the mystical, that which is beyond the rational mind, beyond the body, that which is direct connection to the infinite, and all of the subtle world that can be known with consciousness, with awareness. This becomes available to you through your openness to your own mystical experiences of the divine, and your willingness to surrender your control and your rational thinking to that infinite love and grace that you feel in those deepest moments. They tend to be forgotten because the society you live in does not support them. Therefore, they tend to fade from the mind, and the mind gets involved in day-to-day tasks and thinking, things that are supported by the society that you live in. Those experiences which are not socially supported, they get forgotten. And the tendency of mind is to remember only what is in that level of mind that you are operating in. So if your awareness, if your attention has been focused on the physical plane, you will be engaged in that level. And those things of the spiritual plane, the mysticism, will fade to the background. So when you tell stories of the divine the katha, when you read the experiences of others, that brings it to the surface. When you sing the songs to the divine, that brings it to the surface. And the mind begins to disengage, your attention, your awareness begins to disengage from the sensory experiences of the body and the body-mind, and begins to relax, and then as your frequency changes, becomes more subtle, those intuitional experiences, those mysticism, becomes remembered, comes again into your mind. And you are uplifted by story, by song. You are uplifted, and you remember the sublime. Then you go deep inside. That is meditation. True meditation is to melt your mind, to let go and melt your mind into the cosmic mind. Melt your awareness into the cosmic awareness. So, attention, awareness can move back and forth between awareness of the mundane body-mind experience and sensory experience to awareness, attention focused on the sublime, melted into the experience of that stratum of existence. So the yogi trains the mind to be able to move through this stratum of experience from the most physical and mundane to the most sublime frequency, where there is unitary wholeness.